I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me. I'm gonna dance by myself like nobody's watching. Don't really care if my rhythm's off, 'cause I'm gonna dance like nobody's watching me.
We are just coming online now. And what's happening here is that I have a pattern that I developed, it could be 2 to 3 years ago. When was the date on this? 2022. And anyway, so I wrote the pattern and I was trying to be all professional and stuff. And so there are 4 different, this is 8, 4 different sizes for this particular blanket concept. And so I could teach the damn thing online, which I did. So there's 4 different tutorials available for it. However, the way that I wrote it, it's not working. And so I did the testing thing with our testing team, and the testers disagreed with me on how it was to be written, but also they disagreed with each other. So there was a problem that there's 3 mindsets going on. So welcome to Ola Joe. We have Trina in the house this morning. And so my goal today is to kind of look at the pattern again. And I just had the starting chain count. I decided not to pull the existing pattern so that I'm not influenced by what I did in the past, because I think what I did in the past is impacting what I'm doing here today. So I actually did a crochet diagram back in 2022 and I left it on the page, and I've been heavily criticized for it that I have not taken the time to write the pattern, but realistically too, I'm not that brilliant either. So I figured there's no point putting out a pattern if my testers disagree with each other and they disagree with me. So 3 different mindsets at the same time. So I'm going to write this pattern live on camera today. And if you see anything, you can help me out. So we have 4 different patterns. They're basically a baby blanket version, a toddler size, to a wheelchair size, because we need to I feel like the crochet industry really needs to get its ass in gear and realize that there's people with mobility issues, palliative care. So there is a size for that, and then there's a twin size blanket for that. So let's take a look at the pattern, and we're gonna just go through it together. And the pattern is only in diagram format. So I know some of you are thinking, oh my God, this is how I design. I design in diagram format, which is part of my freaking problem, honestly, because I'm trying to go backwards. So we have the pattern here that is available to you. And I'm going to just move you off to a different side of the computer here. So I'll be able to see what you're saying to me. And you're over here. And I am going to go to this particular screen and actually take a look at it in more detail. So there are 4 different sizes of it. So I did these samples back in 2022. So we had the baby, then we have like a toddler size, so it's a little bit wider. This here is the palliative care or wheelchair size, and this here was a twin bed. So the only difference between all of them is the length of the interior of going around, right? So I decided not to pull out the instructions that I've already written so that I'm not motivated by the instructions that I've written. And we're going to try and attempt this. So the only thing I am going to pull, because I know it's consistent, is that the chain counts are also already figured out. So I've already got that done. That one is a no-brainer. So my issue is, you know how they put instructions, so they'll have like 40, and then they'll have like 42, and then maybe 46, and then 48. I was trying to do that. So the 40 would be like the small, the 42 would be medium, 46 is the next size up, and then 48 is the largest size. And because of this shit, I was just getting myself all wrapped around, because I was thinking, well, people don't want to have 4 different downloads for something so similar. But because my brain is so masculine, As much as I may be gay and fabulous, my brain does not think in three-dimensional ways. There's that saying, why play checkers when the person is actually playing 3D chess? Yeah, whatever. So anyway, my brain doesn't think in that particular motion. So we're going to try to go through everything here. So happy Sunday to everybody here. Gordon is with us here today. He is our friend from California. Plus, we have other people here that are joining us that are regulars on our program. I can recognize your names. And the program is the Loose Ends with Mikey. If you're looking to be a guest, we are always looking for new people to talk to me. Some of the guests are pretty wild and fun, and they can really bring out the bad in me. And then other guests are more even keeled and really have a really good in-depth conversation. Our last conversation with Anne on Thursday really kind of walloped my world. She's very much about iconic women supporting each other. And it's like, I want to hear more of that. Like, absolutely. That is just my thing, right? So I think even in the yarn industry, including Yarn Inspirations, it's women and they generate like driven. So women and they. And people like me as well. So they're very much in tune with that kind of creativity as well. So there's obviously straight people, obviously in the industry, but a lot of in the yarn arts in particular, there are a lot of really mixed genders that are involved. And because of it, it makes us very strong in the way that we ball things together in a nice ball. And so it's one of the things I'm actually quite proud of, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, so so that was kind of fun. And so I'd like to see what we can do with this particular pattern. Does anybody here not know how to read these diagrams? Because I am looking at this thing again. So I can't even find the original diagram that I drew for this thing. It could be on my server, but my server's off right now. So I'm too lazy to get up there. And did I get a 3D print? Oh, Don Aaron. No, I did not. I've been really good, Don. I did not get my 3D printer. So that was kind of fun. So we are looking for guests. Karen's looking to vet more people. We don't say yes to everybody, apparently. I don't get involved with that, and nor do I tell her to get somebody into the show because I really want a surprise. So I like the idea. One of the things that I talk about in the show is that I hate the idea where the host knows where the story is going to go, because the host is not surprised. So like if Oprah's interviewing somebody, she knows the backstory a bit. She's got her cue cards and stuff. I like the idea of being surprised in real time with that as well. So I'm surprised that without knowing who the guest is, but I'm also surprised in hearing the backstory, because Karen's going to hear the backstory the second time, where I'm just hearing it the first time. So I love that a lot, and I think it's more authentic in that sense of trying to do that. So anyway, we use a program. So those that are on the Journey membership of our YouTube channel, you know that I use the draft files for all of our crochet diagrams. This idiot. So guess what this idiot did? So I submitted a pattern to a magazine, but I had actually duplicated the pattern, and I wrote a new pattern and I pushed it out on Friday. It was for the Galaxy scarf, and they said, well, what about that scarf? Can we have that scarf? I'm like, what scarf are you talking about? So I accidentally left in the file that they could see one of the existing patterns that went out there, but the pattern got written on Friday and published on Friday, and a video and all of that stuff all on Friday. So it's all done. So I have a hard time working in advance. So my pattern for the magazine is not until September that it comes out. So I got to design now. So anyway, back to the drawing board I go. So that's kind of fun. The other thing that we have is Nancy Elliott here on the chat is one of our testers. She's an amazing woman. So she is actually from Oshawa, Ontario, where I grew up for a short time in my life. And we were not, based on where she lives now, we were not that far apart distance-wise of where I lived in there. So we lived in like a subsidized housing concept in that. So I never grew up as a rich person. We actually... My mom would split, if anybody knows what craft dinner is, my mom would split a box of craft dinner between 4 people. And one of my worst memories that I'll ever have that I will never shake as a kid or as an adult is that I was still starving at the end as she split the box in four. And she broke out into tears and pushed her plate to me so that I would have double. And she went without. And oh my God, as a child, and it's like, holy shit. And it's those moments in your life. And I think I must have been six maybe. And it's those moments in your life that you realize that, um, holy cow, like it's just those moments that you need as a child to realize that there's more than just you in the world. And so I did not grow up with the sense of means. We had a cottage that was heated by a wood stove and everything. And Nancy, your message just came in. So let me just take a look at your notes here. So Nancy is just sending me some stuff here. Interlocking shelves, blanket, changes. Oh, she has the changes. Look at her go. Okay, so we're gonna put that into my Finder folder. Thank you, Nancy. Got it. Thank you. You know, and download. So I can't find Nancy. I can't find the original AI file that I actually drew the diagram with. So I'm probably gonna have to do it again. So that's fine. I like drawing those things. So anyway, so Nancy is in an area where I used to live as a child, and so it's kind of funny, as big as the world is, it's actually pretty small. And I got to meet Nancy at one of our live shows in Michael's in downtown Toronto, and how people come across online and when you meet them in person, when it's the same person, thank God, and when it's a completely different psycho, then you're like, oh man. But no, she was amazing. She is amazing, and I have a really good testing team. We're not looking for anybody, but we don't utilize the testing team very often anymore. That's because I don't have a reason for that. Only the really big stuff it goes through testing. And then we've been using the Journey membership on YouTube to also help test. So the Journey members were given the study of reality, I think, middle of January for access to it. And I think 3 Journey members came along and actually started, Mikey, I think you need to change here. And then 2 of the Journey members got stuck in the same spot. There was not a problem, but I realized it needs to have more detail so that people don't get stuck. So when it starts to release this coming Tuesday through Yarn Inspirations, you'll have a link for that. The changes that were done by the Journey members are going to be in there. And yeah, so yeah. So anyway, we're gonna see that. So here we go. So yeah. What is it? So a Journey member, what it is, it's a monthly subscription. And I know some of you are like, so the monthly subscription, there's 2 versions. There's a passport version, which just helps us financially just be able to do this. But the Journey members for an extra $2 gets access to the back end of our YouTube channel. And so there's 350 videos currently in the back end. Some of it is in queue. Some of it is only for Journey members. But there's still like 5,000 tutorials available to the general public. So I don't worry about that so much. So most of the videos end up in the Journey side, and then they hold, because YouTube has this ridiculous thing, which I wish that the internet could be reinvented, but their rule is that you don't publish a video more than once every 24 hours. And because we have left and right, we break the rules by having a left video and a right video in the same 24-hour period, and it messes up our analytics. And but the problem is this: if I just push over right, all these people that are left-handed are gonna say, why haven't you done that? And I'm like, well, I did. So anyway, I break the rules by doing it, but I pay the cost of it on SEO and also reach. So we're not as big as we could be because I do break the rules. So anyway, you'll find that on our YouTube channel. Just go into the homepage. It says membership at the top, and you'll find anything like that. So Anne says that she can read anything, any pattern that I give out. Started following many moons ago. So here's the thing. So I'm starting to work with the magazine, and they have it's what's called as a style guide. And so a style guide is the rules of what the magazine or the publisher wants. And so I have to go through the style guide, I think tomorrow, because the way that I wrote the pattern does not comply with the magazine. And so the way that I've taught myself to write patterns is to follow the style guide of yarnspirations.com. So a simple example like this, first row is what Yarn Inspirations will say the publisher wants row 1. So it means that I have to change things, and it also, the repeating, those kind of things, they are all different as well. We like to provide the stitch counts, the publisher not so much. So it's going to be a little bit of a change for me to do that, but I don't want to lose that because the style guide for Yarn Inspirations is very close to the Yarn Standards counts, to the Craft Yarn Council of America, to be able to follow along so that you can pick up a book, one of my patterns, or even our book, and it all matches each other, so you don't have to retrain yourself on how to read a pattern. Great. I'm sorry if my audio is breaking up. Is that true? So yeah, so you'll be able to tell who's a membership on our YouTube channel because they have an actual icon that's beside their name, and that just shows that they're a membership level, and it's a monthly subscription for that, and it goes towards the cost of operations to be able to do that, and all of those kind of things. One more last public announcement that I will make: our Canadian dollar is sucking so hard right now. Michael, how bad is it sucking? So right now, Canadian dollars, it's $1.45 to buy $1 USD. So this means that the $6.99 that I charge for patterns right now, it's still $6.99 Canadian for me, but it actually equals, what is the differential for that? Let's find out what that differential is. It is, what is that? So 1 minus 0.45, so 0.55. So $6.99 Canadian is only $3.85 American right now. So at $3.85 to buy a $6.99 pattern. So the dollar fluctuates every day. And so anyway, our dollar's sucking so bad. So if you are looking to buy any of our patterns right now, I don't need to put on a sale because our Canadian dollar is taking a beating. So that's kind of fun. So it's usually around $4.95 American dollars for a $6.99 Canadian pattern. But because our dollar's sucking so hard right now, it's just, but it's still the same value for me here north. It's just your dollar's worth a lot more. So that's something that you can keep in mind if you're running time. I heard a person says, when are you going to put the patterns on sale? I don't think I need to, or I think our dollar is doing that. And some people are like, well, why would you charge Canadian dollars? It's like, I am a Canadian company, and it's easier because it's coming into my account because I'm a Canadian company in Canadian dollars versus US funds. So it's just a bookkeeping issue. It's all kind of cool. So we're going to head on into the pattern. So we know that different things in here, and Nancy has the changes for the extra large size. So I'm going to take a look at what our chain counts are. So we're just going to do one at a time to be able to do that. So I originally wanted all of this on one pattern, but the pattern, I don't know how many pages it is, like a million. So the small size was chain 17. The next one is chain, the next size up. Is 23. Chain 29. I'm just putting it here so I don't have to funnel through my notes. And chain 53. Okay, so we have the different sizes, and let's just make a note of what those were. Okay, so the chain 17 is the, what is that? That is the small for baby blanket sizes. And then we have chains 23. Which size was that? That was for wheelchairs and teenager size blankets. And then chain 29 was for child size. Child size teenager and teenager, and teenager. If I could just spell teenager and throw size. And chain 53 was for, this is a twin size. I don't even know. It's for crib size too, but I don't think people put crochet blankets in cribs, right? I don't know. I never had kids. Cradles and queen size. Queen size. Oh, queen size with no drape. Okay, so there are my sizes. So we're going to just keep those aside, and we'll just do that as well. So we'll just do that. So I have two teenager sizes because the width can be different, and the difference between Cecilia is the difference between the teenager. It's really not much. It's just one's a little bit longer, right? But I think maybe you're right. Maybe we should not say that. Just say wheelchairs, and why don't we just say wheelchairs and palliative care? Okay, Nancy just got a hold of me again. Just hang on a second. Nancy is one of my testers, as I explained earlier. She's saying something important to me. The original of this was January 21st in the VIP testers group. Saved, search your term for from the middle rectangle. From the middle. She's asking me to search our system, and we're going to search the AI files. So the AI files are from, I'm just going to put the word from. I'm going to try EPS or EPS. And I'm just going to do, that doesn't work. Just type in rectangle, see what happens. It might be in the Google Docs too. Oh, you know what the problem is, Nancy, is that I wrote that stupid thing, and oh no, oh maybe I didn't. I think Nancy's got some great ideas. We're gonna just check one task here. She might be right. I don't think the original AI file is there, but I think we can. From the middle, let's take a look. Okay, the original PDF is there. Interlocking shells. Well, we're gonna take a. Well, we're gonna restart anyway. By the time I done through my garbage, when that's where we found the last pattern. It was in the drive. Yes, it was. Okay, so let's take a look here. I've been crocheting since I was 16, and I got cancer, bone, and liver. I give a lot of blankets and hats to cancer patients. Okay, so we're just going to take a verification of the chain number. So I'm just going to take a look at the pattern. I can see a problem in the crochet diagram right there too. Right there. This should not be there. So we're going to chain 17. And it's multiples of, I have it in red, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Multiples of 6 chains plus, I should be doing that, chains plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 6 chains plus 11. Okay, we're just going to get rid of the mold. Okay, so we know that it's chain 17 for the first part. And so this means that we're currently right here. So let's get the sheet in front of me here and take a look. So we are going to place, Nancy, was it a problem that we did shells? We defined shells, did we not? Yes, we did. So what I think we should do, because I think that's going to be consistent, is that we should pull over the actual sheet. Let me just take a look. Why don't we just take a copy of that, and we're going to bring it on over. Okay, abbreviations. I'm not sure why everything's coming in as bold, and the V-stitch is missing stuff. Okay, so because it's all digital, I've been increasing my font size for the easiness of reading. Some people have complained that they don't like the big fonts because it uses more paper, but I say suck it up, Buttercup. There's not a lot of people are not downloading patterns like they used to. They just download them, but they don't actually print them. So it's easier to read on screen. That's my reason, and I'm going to stick with it. So, and the abbreviations should always be in alphabetical order. And they always have to be in the sense of they always have to be a sense of grammar as well. So if you've ever noticed your inspirations, they're always in alphabetical order. The old Red Heart patterns, I think they might be, but the ones that are not reconfigured for your inspirations, they're definitely, there's questionable whether the designer did that or not. So we need to have some consistency so that you can read one of these patterns. So my question was, did I have a V-stitch in here? So we're just going to look at this pattern, and we are going to say that it was the 5th chain from the hook. So let me just get my pencil. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got the first round, and we're going to do a V-stitch in the 5th chain from hook. And does that match the pattern? Let's just get this to be smaller so it stays on the same screen. So 5th chain from the hook, there's a V-stitch in the 5th chain from the hook. You were going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 4 stitches. Is skip in there? Yes. So we're going to skip 4 chains. Just make sure that this should be chains. It's a good thing to double check. Skip 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's 1 double crochet in next chain, V-stitch in next chain, and 1 double crochet in next chain. So what we're missing is that we did not chain 1 to skip forward. So we're going to chain 1. Does somebody mention that? Don't forget the V-stitch in the corner. Chain 1. So Nancy, so we're going 5th chain from the hook. So this just follows it around. I don't know why I put that there. That's got to be coming out. And then we V-stitch 5th chain from the hook. We skip 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1. 1 double crochet in the next chain. V-stitch in the next chain. 1 double crochet in the next chain. And for consistency, skip 4 chains, chain 1, skip 4 chains, chain 1, and then we are going to do this how many times in the last chain? So we are going to do, so we have to do multiples of instruction. V-stitch in last chain, chain 1, and we're going to do that how many times? So we got this section right here. So this is once, twice, 3 times, which will take us to here. So we're going to say 3 times. Skip 4 chains. Using underside of chain. Skip 4 chains. So we've already done our chain 1, and then we are going to, because we did it in the repeating. Is that confusing, Nancy? So it will be a free pattern and it will be on our website. Yep. There's a chain 3. Where do you see a chain? Did it say chain 3? I don't see where it says chain 3, Nancy. The corner stitch, V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch in the same corner. Did we have corner stitch? No, we didn't. So should we just say, Nancy, that the corner stitch equals something? That's the only time that's ever going to appear. So probably not. So using underside, under the underside of chain, skip 4 chains, 1 DC in the next chain, V-stitch in the next chain, 1 DC in the next chain. That will take us here. So we need to skip 4 chains, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to chain 1. So we're going to skip 4 chains. So skip 4 chains, chain 1. And then we got to do, so we have 1 V-stitch. So we have 1 V-stitch, V-stitch in next chain, chain 1, and double crochet. Where do you say that is, Nancy? Do we say that that's like at the bottom? So this goes to the 5th, we go here. Oh, I'm just going to say, you know what, 1 DC in the same stitch as the last V-stitch. because that's in the same one. Chain one, join with slip stitch to beginning, to top of beginning chain 3. Using the other side, does that mean going into the chain space? Going the underside means that you're turning it over and you're using the chain. That's a good question. Where have I seen that before? Just one second. Let me think of where I've seen that before. Yarn Inspirations would say something like this. I'm just going to take a look at the drive and just see how Yarn Inspirations would have written that. I'm going to just put in the word underside. Frame textures. Extra lemon rectangle. Let me just see what I said here before in another pattern. Rotate. Okay, it says rotate the project and continue to work on the underside of the chain. I use that in frame rectangle, so let's change that. That was a really great question. This is exactly why I'm here. So really good call on that one. So we're going to rotate. We're just going to paste that. So rotate the project to continue to work on the underside of the chain. That was a good one. And I have accidentally skip should not have a full word to it. It should skip. It's SK, skip. Skip. Okay. Okay, so that is round number 1. So how are we going to state that? Do I need to put in, I should put in a stitch thing. Maybe not. Let's worry about round number 2. In my other notes, join with a slip stitch. This will give a shell on both ends. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Second round. And let's go to the second page so we can see it. Okay, so we're going to do the second one here. I'm just going to make this smaller because I know what the stitches are, so I can really see it. Really. So this is where I was getting hung up on. Okay, second round. Oh, that's what that slip stitch is. Oh, shit. Okay, that slip stitch is actually taking us to here. God, I really need to redo that. Okay, so we're going to start here. We're here right now. We need to move over. So we're going to slip stitch, slip to next chain 1 space. So when it's chain 1 like this, you physically crochet it. But when it's chain 1, it's a locator of where the stitch goes. So I got to keep a mental note of that. And I'm going to have a cup of tea. And yeah. I don't know if anybody even cares that I'm doing this shit. I don't know. I'm just it's a rainy day here in Nova Scotia today, but the birds are lovely. And Kelly Ray, that is one of my closest friends here in Nova Scotia. She lives that way somewhere. Never been to her house, but we always meet at the coffee shop anyway. But anyway, I don't even think she's ever been to my house either. We just always meet at Michael's. We eat snacks together. Yeah. Kelly, have you ever been here? Maybe you were with your mom once. I don't even know. Yeah. So it's sunny and bloody cold. So where is it bloody cold in Ontario? Oh, sorry, Nancy. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch to the next chain one space, and then we chain one, and then one single crochet in the same space. And that would take us right here. So then we are going to do this. So there's 7 double crochets. Let me see if I define that. So shell equals 7 double crochet in the same space. How did I write that before? Shell into the chain one space into the next chain one space. I wonder if you can say, is there a rule saying you can't say shell into the chain one space of the next V stitch? I'm adding extra of next V stitch. Oh my God, I can just follow that son of a bitch all the way around. So if I do this and then we say shell into the next V stitch, and then we say 1 single crochet into the next chain one space. That's a locator, so it has to have a hyphen. So if I do it once, I can do it again into the next chain one. Yeah, because that's a chain one space, so that I can do it again. And I just follow this stupid thing around. Yes, I can. I can do that. So how many times can I do that? So I can do it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can do it 7 times. And that will take me right here. And then 1 shell into next chain 1 space, join with slip stitch to beginning single crochet. Shell setup, second round, slip stitch into the chain 1 space. I'm reading Nancy stuff. So Ola Joe says there's no rules. Okay, shell into the next thing 7 times, join with slip stitch. Nancy, look at you go. Are you? Oh Jesus! You're like cheating. You're going on my notes. So she says there's 8 shells, which there is, and one single crochet between each. Copy and paste it from the, yeah, you know what? I'm trying to avoid that, but you're right. Because I'm trying to figure out where we went wrong. 3rd round. Okay, so we're here. So we are going to chain 4. Chain 4. 1 double crochet in same stitch as join. Chain 3. I'm going to hyphenate that. This is corner space. I'll just highlight that. I don't usually do that. And then we V-stitch again into the same stitches. V-stitch to same stitch as join. So then we chain 5. So chain 5, we're gonna chain 5, V-stitch into next single, V-stitch into next chain 1, or next single crochet stitch, next single crochet. And how many times can we do that? So we do it once in chain 5, so this is twice and in. This is again, so we're going to say 3 times, right? Okay, and then we're in the corner, so we're going to chain 3, corner space, V-stitch in to same last V-stitch. So we're here, V-stitch here, we chain 5. And then we're going to do V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, all in next single crochet. And then we start our chain 5s again, chain 5, chain 5 once, twice, 3 times, chain 3, I'm going to put this in corner space. I think we need to really define the, you know what, that's not right. That needs to be corner space in, if I'm following the crochet rules. So if it's highlighted like that, it's an indicator of something. Chain 3. Nancy, that makes sense, right? And somebody's saying it's only repeating twice. It's define corner stitch instead. It's easier. The corner stitch, because we are going to use that again, aren't we, Nancy? Yeah, we are. So let's define that. Corner stitch equals V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, all in the same corner, all in same stitch. So we're just going to chain 5 and then oh, that means that the repeat is wrong, Nancy. Chain 5. So we need the chain 5 not to be at the start of a repeat, but at the end of a repeat. Chain 5 to make that work. V-stitch in the next, and then chain 5. And that is only going to be twice if we do it that way. twice, and then we're going to say this is the corner stitch. Nancy, I think you were a genius with that. Don't let that go to your head, but I think you might be right. So we're going to say corner stitch in next single crochet. Chain 5, corner stitch in next single crochet. Corner stitch in next chain 5, and then we can repeat that here. Okay, that's garbage. To repeat, we're going to repeat that twice. So chain 5 is here, and then V stitch, single V stitch, and then chain 5. So we have once, twice. The corner stitch will be complete. Corner stitch in next single crochet, which takes us here. Chain 5. Join with slip stitch to beginning to top of beginning to third chain of beginning, chain 4 right there. Chain 5. Okay, so Nancy's got theirs. Chain 5. So those double asterisks, Nancy, is what's throwing me for a loop. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I think that's what's throwing me for a loop. But that looks okay, Nancy, right? Like, I think I'm over those single asterisks, and those double ones always throw me for a loop. That always just hits me hard. Okay, third chain. Nancy think counts as one double crochet. Oh, I should say that too. One double and chain 1 space. So Nancy, what you see on screen, does that work? Oh, now it's snowing out. Okay, so we'll go to our 4th round. So eventually we're going to have to say continue the pattern as written. So we are currently here. So we slip stitch to next chain 1 space. Chain 3 counts as DC. And then 6 double crochet in same chain 1 space. Okay, and then we are going to one single crochet in chain 3 corner space, and seven. Oh, you know what? Nancy's gonna jump on me for this one. Shell. It's got to be. I was gonna say 7 double crochet. Shell in next chain 1 space, and then the repeat is right here. So it's single crochet. Oh. How did I write that? The shell goes over top. For God's sakes, why do I have to write shit like this? Single crochet over the chain 5 of previous round in the 4th DC shell. And previous is a long word. We'll get rid of that. Previous isn't round even there. Round. Single crochet single crochet over the chain 5 of the previous round in the 4th double crochet of the shell below. I think that sounds better. So we're going to go, this single crochet is going to go over top of this and trap that chain into this spot right here. And then we are going to shell into the next chain 1 space, shell into next chain 1 space. And we're going to do that how many times? So we're here, so this is once, twice, 3 times. Can you say round 2 so it's clear? So what I'm thinking, Nancy, or what I'm thinking, Angela, is that I want to just say continue as written. The only difference is that the rounds get bigger. And so if I say round 2, the next time that you come onto the pattern to do it again, it won't be round 2, it'll just be the round below. Right? So if I say round 2, people are going to think I'm going all the way back to round 2. Does that make sense? So then we're going to single crochet, 1 single crochet in chain 3 corner space. And then we're going to shell to next chain 1 space. And because it's a short side, we're going to repeat this. So we're here, and so we're gonna single crochet and then shell. So we're only doing that once. And then 1 single crochet, chain 3 corner space, shell and next chain 1 space, and then we're going to do this again, but let's check our repeats. So we did the shell by itself, so the repeat is here. So once, twice, 3 times, and then 1 single crochet in chain 3 corner space, shell in to next chain 1 space, and then single crochet. And that takes you right here. Join with slip stitch to beginning, to top of beginning chain 3, break. The yarn must be stopped in the single crochet in corner space to look consistent. Is that right? Break yarn, 4 shells. Okay, so for break yarn. Okay, so Nancy, I think you're right. I think we need to put some. I think we need to have that in there. Join slip stitch to beginning chain 3, break yarn, break 4 shells, 4 shells on long side, 2 shells on short side. So here, if we're going to be consistent with what Nancy is suggesting, 4 V-stitches on long sides and 2 V-stitches on the shorter side. So Michael from MDL, or no, Don Aaron wants a lesson on how to write. I guess my biggest tip for writing patterns is that you got to skip the bullshit and skip the fluff. So you just got to get right to the point. You don't want to add in extra words because in pattern books and patterns that are written by professionals, they don't add a lot of words. My tips that I add in for Yarn Inspirations are kind of unique because I tell them that's what I want. And so if you need to really put in extra words, then do it, but you try not to. Okay, so we want to do the 5th and 6th round are going to be the repeating rate. So 5th round is the same as fifth round is the same as the 5th round is the same as the 3rd, but it's bigger. So this is going to, so 5th round, they're going to be the same as each other. So let's just get these guys over. So 5th and 6th will be the repeat until the person is tired of the pattern. Okay, so what we have, so we're going to, so now what Nancy was, or sorry, Angela was suggesting, now the 5th and 6th, Nancy, or Angela, is now going to be, we're not going to call it the number of repeating. We have the word twice in here, but we're going to say repeat until the corner space. Where did you see the side? Side, or do you want side or sides? Short sides. I think somebody caught me on that. Okay, so now we just say, we get rid of this word now. So we don't say twice anymore, we just say repeat to corner space. Repeat until I'm going to repeat repeat until, what did I say that? Repeat what? I don't want to say the number of times. I want to say repeat until, I'm repeating until I get here. So I'll be ending here. Repeat until two corners. I guess we say the corner single crochet. No. Repeat the, I don't want to say to use that stitch right here. So, and repeat until next stitch is this. You think it should just be corner stitch, Nancy? I'm thinking it could be. Chain one last, because so we're gonna do it. So we need to end up so that your repeat is stopping right here, and this is your next stitch. So you think it's a corner stitch, okay? Repeat until two corner stitch. Okay. A corner stitch in the next single crochet. Corner stitch in the next single crochet, chain 5, repeat. And I know Nancy is like saying, well, you should use your double brackets, but I know. Repeat, two corner stitch. What about repeat until corner single crochet says crafting in the night? It's to chain 3. Well, the chain 3 corner space does not exist, right? Because we're working on this block line right here. So you're going here. So technically you're coming right here. Oh my God, what did I sign myself up for? Honest to God. Okay, so repeat to the corner stitch. So this is the short side. That's not right. Corner stitch, chain 5. It's this. I know Nancy wants to take over my computer. So this dummy on camera is being such a dummy. V-stitch in the next chain 5. Repeat to corner. Right, Nancy? So Karen is suggesting that we use, so that's a good idea. Tips. Let's put in 2 tips. So let's put in 2 tips. Mark corner stitches with stitch marker to make it easier to follow. Okay, so we have that corner stitch in there. So this is the short side corner. Repeat there. And then we have our corner. Jesus, I don't understand why this is so hard. Corner space is in. Okay, so this is long side. Corner space goes in. This is short side. No, that's not right. Oh my God. So we got the corner space. Okay, chain 5. This is the long side. This is the second corner. This is the short side. And then we need a corner. Corner stitch and next single crochet. Oh, why am I confused? Corner stitch in the next chain 5. And then we have our final side. But the corner is already done. Repeat to chain 5. Repeat to so this would be then what? repeat to beginning chain 4. Join with slip stitch to the third chain. And so this time then there will be 5 V stitches and 3. So Nancy, let's put these together. Does this make sense? Okay, chain 4, 1 double crochet is the same as the join. Chain 3 is the corner space, and a V stitch in the same thing as the join. Chain 5, and the V stitch is in the next stitch, and then our next single crochet and thing, and you repeat that to the corner stitch. In the next to the next corner. I think we should call that corner single crochet. What do you think, Nancy? Next corner single crochet. Oh, something's wrong there. Corner stitch in the next chain 5. We haven't placed in our corner yet. Oh my God, why am I confused? Okay, so let's just say this is, okay, that's side 1, corner stitch in the next corner stitch. That is the second corner stitch in the next corner stitch in the next corner single crochet, chain 5. Okay. I'm reading what Nancy's saying. And this would be the final. So that would be the 5th, that would be the 4th side. Okay, let's read again. Chain 4 counts as that, and double crochet in the same one as the join. Chain 3 is a corner space, and V stitch is the same as the join. Chain 5, and the V stitch. So this goes to the next corner, and the next corner stitch is in the next corner single crochet. Chain 5, repeat to the next corner, corner stitch, our repeats are going to be chain 5 single crochet 3 times. So I'm trying to avoid putting the numbers of the counting, just say repeat to a corner. So I don't have to keep rewriting that. Corner stitch, corner stitch into the next corner, and slip stitch to the third. Okay, so I think that's right. Nancy, do you disagree? Chain 5. Okay, so Nancy's got chain 5, V stitch in the next stitch, chain 5, skip next 7 double. Oh god damn, we gotta skip the stitches. Do you think we should? Do you think we need to put skip 7? I think I wrote that before, didn't I? Skip. Technically, it's right. Do you think I should? Or should I just say, just because if I just say, like, chain 5, V stitch in the next single crochet, like, you have to skip the 7 double crochet to get to the next single. Yes? And should I put a note on there that we're skipping? No, because it's a shell. May skip shell. Should we just put a note, Nancy, that we're just basically skipping the shells for next round? We can put a note. In 5th round, we're skipping the shells and working with single crochet stitches. So if we just put a note, we don't have to say, and because the problem with these, and Karen, you're right as well. But if the problem is, if I start writing skip shell, skip shell, skip shell, it is going to be a very long instruction. And I know for myself is that when I look at a pattern and I see the instructions are the size of a dictionary, I just like, screw it, I'm not doing it. And I forgot that in notes you should not use abbreviations. Okay. So Karen, would you agree with that? Like, we're skipping the shells and working with single crochet stitches only. And Marcia is saying hello today. Yeah, but Wendy, I think there's a time to be a size queen and a time not to be. I think with crochet patterns, a size queen is not a good idea. A note works at a note this round works in the agreed. A note works in the single crochet. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, final round for this size. And so we do not want to state the numbers. So let's just break these out by the I'm going to break these out by the sides. Okay, so we have our 4 sides. So we just have to eliminate the number of times. Right. Repeat. Repeat. We don't want to say the number of times because 2 corner single crochet. We just say corner space, right? Because we've already kind of defined that the chain 3 is the corner, right? Chain 3 is the corner space. Right? To the corner space. And then we do this again. So we do. Okay, so this time we're actually doing something twice. So we actually have to take this one now, shell into the next chain 1 space. And we have to do this one. So we repeat to the corner. Repeat to the corner space. There are 2 shells around this, joined with a slip stitch to the chain 3 break. So this time there will be 5 shells and 3. So the V stitches match. Okay, so let's go through that. So we have a slip stitch to the next chain 1 space, double crochet 6 times, and 1 single crochet into the next chain 3 space, shell into the next chain 1 space, and single crochet over the chain 5 the previous, and then shell, and repeat that until you get to the corner. And then 1 shell into the corner space, shell into the next thing, a single crochet over the next 5, repeat to the next corner. This is the last side, 1 single crochet, so this is the underside. 1 single crochet. I think we solved it. And then this is the final side coming in. And then Nancy says, so on the long sides, it's reported for it. Yeah, so I don't want to put the number of times that it's repeating. I want to just state that repeat rounds number 5 and 6 until you're blue in the face. So you said slip stitch to the beginning chain 3, break, and now there's going to be 5 shells along the top. So if there was 4 this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's going to be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is 2 now, so it'll be 1, 2, and 3. So that actually makes sense. So we repeat 5th and 6th rounds. So Nancy, that's going to work, right? So we just solved this one. So what I'm thinking, Nancy, we're going to get rid of this guy out, and I got to find a better photo of just that little one there. So we're going to get rid of him out. Out. What yarn did I use anyway? I used, doesn't really matter. I used Caron 1 pound. So we're gonna, today is March 23rd. March 23rd. So we got the small size. So what did we say this was? This was the baby blanket size. And we had Caron 1 pound. Oh, Nancy's just sent a photo. Oh shit, Nancy, that's pretty cool. Can I use that in the, can I use that picture? It looks pretty cool. Revised. Nancy says, year is off. Oh. Oh shit. You know what, Nancy? I just wrote a pattern for that 2024. It's your toilet tank topper. Oh my god. I mean, that's great. I'm going to put Nancy's photo that she just sent me in here. And I guess that's the big one, right, Nancy? Oh, it is a toilet tank topper. You do like your colorful yarn. Okay, so we got that. So the number of shells between the shorter ends increases. So I'm going to put the other photograph in here as well. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there we go. Got it. Oh, and it can do a drape too. Okay, good. Good with that, Nancy? I think we're good. My one side of my family, Nancy, is so tall. When we went to their house in England, that all their kids were like 7 feet or higher or taller. And anyway, they had to have their beds all custom designed for that. They were ginormous people. And so if it was my grandfather's brother, what does that make him? A great uncle? Anyway, he was exceptionally tall and his wife was super tall. She was a giant. Anyway, they ended up producing really tall kids. Anyway, they lived in a mansion, a really creepy one too, something that you would see out of the old movie. And it was attached to a university in England. But they were not well to do, but they might have been living in the house because it was part of the university. But it was a really, really old place. Like really, I think the place was actually an orphanage at one point. Like it was, I don't even know what town that was. So anyway, so I never got the height, which is fine. Okay, so we got the first pattern done. Let's insert a page break and start fresh. You can use Karen 1 pound. And we need to get that information. Karen 1 pound. Oh my God, it happens to be on my screen. Is yes. Did I label the color? Any color? Okay, and oh, Nancy, should we put any color? Should we be assigning the colors? I think we should be. So bad. Did I? Yes, I did do a hook size. And we have to check the gauge for that. The gauge for Karen 1 pound is so I record all my gauges. So it's just a 6 millimeter. So my gauge for this one is exactly the same on screen. To the yarn And that one comes out. Abbreviations. This is our new abbreviations and instructions. Small size. And what we're going to do is that we are going to provide this inside the downloadable, the crochet diagram. And we're going to provide everything that we saw. I've already provided that photos in. Repeats 3 and 4 rounds. Should I put a note there, Nancy? So yeah, my list for so this is my pattern. Yes, we have Angela from Ontario. Rounds 4. We should put another note here. Rounds 5th and 6th rounds are repeating rounds. Are repeating 3rd. Are getting bigger. Many shells. Fifth and sixth rounds are repeating the 3rd and 4th rounds. The rounds are getting bigger. Do not show how many shells or V stitches there are between corners, as the pattern will become obvious. Each time you repeat, you will have increased by 1 V stitch or shell. That works. Oh my God. So I think the rest of these, so I think the next one is going to be a bit of a bitch, Nancy. Do you think, Nancy, that I should just continue to write the rest of them on the same document? Or do you think that it should be a separate PDF for all 4? I just saw your note. You think it should be a separate one? So if this was number, so if I say this is the small size, small. Might be a good idea to do for each side. Okay. Because now we just have to change the number. Let's break it here. So we're going to insert a page break. So it's a nice fresh page for somebody. 5th and 6th. Okay, everything's working. Okay, so we're going to take a copy of this. So this is our first one. So we're going to make a copy of it, and we're going to do medium size. I think the medium to the large to extra large should not be a big deal. Nancy. Make a copy. Yes. Okay, we're going to come out of this and we're going to present. So we're going to make another copy. Okay, so we're back here. So we're just going to move, because I think once we do the medium size, the only thing we're changing is the counts, right? So we're going to change 23. It's still the same multiple. And so the only time that we have to do now, oh, you know what? I can actually look up that picture. So 23, 29. So we had the color coding, which is a nightmare. So we had 23. So we just have to look at the photograph. You know what? It'd be easier if I just print it. Actually, I might as well print them all so I can actually read it. And so we're gonna do, so this is gonna change to the blue. So we just got to figure out how many times this number is. Why didn't we have that? Oh, because that was a corner. Okay, so we're going to have the blue here. So we have to determine the number of repeating to do that. We're going to take a look at the other document. Okay, is that consistent? So is that in the corner? Oh my God. Oh, that's a corner. That's a corner. That's a corner. That's a corner. In the last chain, that's a corner. I see. I'm live on camera. Oh, what do you need?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm
Oh.
fine.
Okay.
I was just gonna help you, but don't worry about it.
Oh, with that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got my own thing I gotta worry about.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay, so Michelle's Crochet Creations is a brand new member for us today. It's in the subscription level. Okay, so Daniel's just sitting on his computer. I'm actually designing wood templates. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. And something is wrong with my computer. And I'm black. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to come offline and something is wrong here, and we'll end now, and I'll continue to fight my way through this thing. And I just got to change the sizes to medium, and I'll be back in a bit.